Hello, this is Lovin Amman. I hope you had an amazing Islamic New Year. And we will be telling you the events of this week in Amman, Jordan, and in Jordan as a whole, but specifically Amman, Jordan. And to start out our week, we had the Crown Prince Hussein. He visited the Olympic and Paralympic teams, kind of, giving them some pep talk and trying to raise their spirits and, doing everything like all of us are to make sure that we get home the gold, basically. Now, we have a whole article and post about everyone who's going. We are very strong in the kickboxing department. We have some amazing swimmers. We have a amazing female shooter that has been making a name for herself. All in that and more in our article, which we really recommend you check out. We also, in other crazy news, and you're not going to believe this, but okay, so witches in Jordan. Uh, the story is that there was a page on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok that and Facebook, and that was basically offering magical services of all sorts, and and normal offering of services. And now I know this is a little bit looked down upon, yeah, but some people kind of took the bait. And what the illegal part of this, the craziness of this, is that he started to blackmail the people with their personal information, saying like, "I'm going to release all your personal information and everything, if you don't send me Bitcoin." The police tracked him down, so he got a couple of complaints, thank God. And the cyber division tracked him down, and it turns out it came from Libya. So the judge has sent out, like, the county judge has sent out that he's wanted, but it's very hard to track crimes like these. Thankfully, no one we believe has sent until now has sent the Bitcoin, so he hasn't kind of went through with a complete crime. Uh, but he is on charges of extortion, so which is crazy. So basically, we have this electronic digital wizard extorting money from people in Jordan, which is a crazy story, which again we have made an article about, and you should definitely check it out. That was Monday. Tuesday, we had Yahya Suez in a wedding, kind of just showing love to Jordan. And a lot of you loved it, and he was singing some unofficial Jordanian anthems. Definitely you have to check it out. We had the craziness of the Samsung Anagami crossover event, which you should check out as well. And on Wednesday, we had kind of the culmination of the Amman Film Festival, where we had the A-listers coming on, and there's so many famous people. We can't really go through all of them, even though we would really like to. But you should definitely. We've made a whole article breaking down who was there and a post, etc. Definitely check it out on our Instagram page. But Princess Reem, she took the festival goers to Jarash and all the historical places. So there's some really cute photos and of them in these, the Jordanian landmarks. We also had the kind of the festival's guest, renowned Iranian filmmaker Ashghar Farhadi, and his films are absolutely gorgeous and amazing, and again we cannot recommend them enough. Uh, and he had a panel that is on YouTube. You can also check it out. That he kind of talked about more uh, subtle ways of how a filmmaker can approach film and what he can do to convey some message. Some really interesting stuff. Um, Yesterday, we had the Jordanian Ministry of Passports, the passport department. They got out some new electronic passport rules. So if you're looking for to get an electronic passport and not go through the hassle of the life and the bustle of the airport. And also it's a good kind of secondary measure just in case you had forgotten your passport or whatever. But basically they made some new rules where you you need to include a recent personal photo, and they've integrated the smart national ID card into it. So you need to get both. If you do not have your smart national ID card, they won't allow you to get the electronic visa anymore. Also, they've add it. It was this was already for physical passports, but there was an oversight. Males aged 18 to 40 need to also include a deferred military service book as part of the requirements for getting an electronic visa. Now, we were doing it already, but this just inputs into the system. It was a kind of a small loophole. Um, in other news, Interior Minister Mazen Faraya kind of reiterated that Jordan's priority isn't refugees, and which is a bold statement to be sure. But he said that refugees are not and will never be permanently resettled in Jordan. Now, this might seem bad at the outset, but this is a long-standing thing. It's because, especially with the Palestinians, for instance, uh, to naturalize them of the citizenship would rob them of the opportunity to go back. So, kind of, there is that argument to be made: is eventually do they do want to go back to their country, and if they're naturalized Jordanian citizens, it might make it a little bit more difficult. He also stressed that, the priority of a Jordanian government is its citizens, not its refugees, um, which, all governments should strive to kind of focus on their citizenry, which is, valid in a way. But, there is some concept of, Syrians are our, distant cousins in a way when it comes to culture and heritage, etc., and as a people. So, of course, the internet went wild. You had a bunch of people, defending him and saying, finally someone is kind of talking for the Jordanians and etc. But you had a much bigger outpouring, I would say, of people saying, no, no, there are shared people. There isn't that, there are cousins, etc. In a way, and in a way they are, all kind of countries in Palestine, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, share a lot of family ties. So I would understand why also there would be that outcry on the support, which I'm happy about. Like, at the very least, let us be proud of the fact that we're taking care of these refugees when a lot of other countries around the world have kind of turned them away in a way, right? Um, which was the big news of this week. We also had the amazing, and I really think you should follow her as well. Abir, a street blogger. She basically goes around Jordan and goes to these historic places and kind of celebrates Jordanian culture. And so this week she went to the Panorama Gallery in downtown Amman, which is amazing. It's this art space just next to the Roman theater in downtown Amman, and they have, I think, 36 or 37 Jordanian artists. It really is just showcasing, the beauty and authenticity of Jordanian art. Each room is different. Each room has a different kind of art style, depending on the artist, and all of them are kind of different versions of Jordan, right? So some of the more Bedouin aesthetic, and then some of the more, post-Ottoman aesthetic. It's really cool. You should definitely check it out. For the Instagram bloggers out there, they have a veranda with basically a photo frame, and you can take a picture of you right next, like towards the Roman theater. And it's an amazing picture to have. And so we would definitely recommend, even if you're a fan of history, if you're a fan of aesthetics, if you're a fan of art, if you're a fan of Jordan, I think you would love to go to this place. Um, we also had Yusuf Al-Aradi, who he checked out Jordan's new bus system, uh, and he wanted to see how long it would take from Zara to Amman. And now it's been publicized. It's been kind of ministers have been saying that it takes 20 minutes, and that's crazy for Amman at least. With at least the traffic in the middle of the day, from Shmeisani to the seventh circle, it'll take you 3 hours. So it's kind of mind-boggling that it would take 20 minutes. He tested it. We put the video on our Instagram page. You should definitely check it out. And it took him less than 20 minutes to get from Zara to Amman. So this is amazing. I am every day having more and more reasons to take the bus. And it is convincing me slowly myself to take the bus. And I think it should convince you as well. But yeah, it was amazing. It is an amazing, well done video. I loved his animation style, honestly. Um, we featured a video of Wadi Naqa, which is a wadi. We featured wadis before, but most of the wadis in Jordan are in the northern part of Jordan. Uh, uh, this one is special because it's next to the Dead Sea. So anyone living in the southern part of Amman, it's a stone skip away. It's very near. So it could be your kind of weekend nature getaway. On Thursday, we had the announcement from the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. They suspended 18 Hajj companies over the death of 99 Jordanian pilgrims going to the Hajj. And this is a crazy story. So basically, there are some Hajj companies that were working with people to get them not the Hajj visas, which is the proper way to do it, but as visitor visas, and basically kind of join the Hajj using the visitor visa, which makes all sorts of problems. That's one of the biggest problems when I came to the Hajj this year, and why there was a lot of fatalities due to heat, exhaustion, etc. It's because the government of Saudi knows when you come on Hajj, there are water set aside, tents, the amount of people that can enter the areas themselves are all carefully calculated. So when you enter on a visitor visa, it takes everything out of whack, and they don't have maybe they don't have enough medical services on site for the additional people from these visitor visas, and at least on the Hajj visa, your location at least is always known by the Hajj services, the Ministry of Islamic Affairs in Saudi Arabia. So worst comes to worst, there's someone looking after you. On the visitor visa, you're kind of by yourself. So the ministry kind of cracked down on these companies. They already closed 3 of them last year, and so they're cracking down on a ton this year. We also had some final destination scariness on Route 100 coming into Amman. A truck carrying unsecured iron rods fell over, had an accident, and the iron rods went onto the highway, which must have been the absolute scariest thing possible for someone driving on the highway. At least it would be for me. There was no fatalities, alhamdulillah. No one was injured. But this is another, I guess, sign for everyone to kind of stay safe on the road. In the same vein, in the same idea, we featured a video today of some crazy road rage in Amman. We're still trying to figure out where it is. So if you go to the Instagram page and you know where this is, please tell us, because it is insane what is happening in the video, where a guy is kind of, just to give you a glimpse, kind of is powering through multiple cars to get through. We're not sure exactly what's happening, but it's definitely a road rage moment. And if you have any more information, please tell us. We also had some videos of post-exam celebrations of Tawjihi. As you know, we're going through the Tawjihi time, and we thought it would be a good idea to kind of feature some celebrations regarding it. All of this and more, you should definitely check it out on our Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube. Where you are, we are. And you should definitely check out our page at Lovin Amman for articles, in-depth articles about everything we talked about and more.